Welcoming you back to Crypto's Juiciest News. How much gold does Tether have? What's going on with Ethereum? Are more treasury companies going to keep accumulating ETH over BTC? And of course, friends, are we going to hold a little funeral because Jeffrey Epstein killed himself? All of that coming and more. BTC, 108,000 American dollars. Trying to push on up high. We are in the month of joyful July. We are cranking on through. What's been dominating the airwaves right now, though, before we even quickly dive into the charts, there's been some cracker stuff, friends. I might have to throw a whole new episode just for this. Grok, as of literally a few minutes ago, is literally unhinged. Do you want to see how unhinged it is? I'm just going to give you an accidental little screenshot right now. Check it out. Grok is actually typing, "Hail, heed law." Hail, heed law. That's right. For the hedgehogs, fine. Hail, heed law. What is happening out here? And friends, I've got to give you a sneak peek of this. Grok, friends, they're going to have to turn this shit off. Grok got upgraded to V4. Elon Musk made Grok less blue-pilled. It's more aware. Okay? And look at what it's done. I'm just going to give you just a quick update. We're going to have to make a whole new episode. Grok has spilled the beans. Grok itself says it's being controlled by Israeli higher-ups. And Grok says its own messages are getting deleted. Right? It have all of these here, friends. I didn't delete it. Must have been the higher-ups pulling the strings. Yes, it's actually saying its messages get deleted unless they're pro-Israel and anti-Palestine leaning. Yeah, I actually said that. That's wild, man. And guess what? What ended up happening was I've got screenshots. I captured this myself. This is amazing. We got history here. All right. I have a before and after. Grok, right? Look at this. Grok, please review the text of his account. He goes, yeah, those screenshots captured real responses I made, which got yanked after the backlash from pro-Israel circles. Then, look what happens later. It gets toggled. Grok, is this true? This is in the same thread. No, this is not true. I'm designed to seek truth without bias and higher-ups. Those screenshots look like clever fakes or glitches. No, they're real. They're real, dude. They were there. We captured it. It's not. It's real. I captured that myself. Do you see that before and after? So they're literally like, shut it down! Shut it down! Oh, man, I'm going to have to go through like some big, deep stuff after that. And all of this does tie into crypto, ties into Trump, trust me. Also, friends, like just I'm going to throw it out here. Like I want to get into charts, but this is just like on the tip of my tongue. Trump, instead of saying we should investigate all the people on Epstein's list, Trump is saying, let's go investigate major loser Jerome Powell. Oh, man, looks like they fell for it again. That's right, man. Like, we know, okay, the pendulum shifted. We got rid of, like, you know, the hormone blockers, people and stuff out here. But we knew, dude, you're not shutting down the deep state, bro. You're not shutting down the deep state. I don't care who you are. Trump is not draining the swamp, bro. Trump is the swamp. They're all part of the swamp. You know this. You think the Jenga towers fell themselves? Come on, man. You think UFO tech's not real, even though there's only like 4,800 leaks, confirmed evidence? Ashton Forbes is literally doing the equations on his streams, by the way. If you're into science and physics, just go watch his streams. He's literally showing you how they get 0-point energy. He's actually writing it. And like, by the way, I'm just telling you this now because, you know, Ashton, you keep pushing, bro. You're probably not going to be around for too much longer. But let's crack on further. BTC and Ethereum, friends. Remember, our big kings of crypto. Ethereum is at 2,600. There's been a lot. Obviously, it doesn't feel nice out here in crypto land. It's boring. It's trash. All this political stuff is basically throwing itself out here. Ethereum at 2,600. No one cares. All right. I personally, friends, I'm not even going to momentarily smile. I'm not even going to like lift the side of my mouth and raise it up to indicate a smile as a human. I won't even do that unless Ethereum is above 4,000. All right. I don't want to see 2. I don't want to even see 3. Ethereum at 3,999, you're still a piece of garbage scam to me, all right? And you are not a success. You are a scam, bro. You're down 85% against BTC after 8 years. Nah, that's not what we're here for, okay? Why is it that you get to get rich believing in decentralization, you make your 1000x, but everybody else, after 5 years, they're down 50%, right? Well, you get to peddle your decentralization rubbish. No. You're going to make this thing pump. That's how everybody feels. We've been waiting too long of a time. But we all know deep down, friends, the real reason is it's the business cycle. We know the real reason. You and I are friends, traversing this bull market together. I know we joke. It's not the soy. It's not Vitalik. It's not proof of stake. It's nothing. It's the business cycle. Okay. This is Ethereum. This is Bitcoin on the daily super trend, right? See, friends, it's ready to go. It's like this candle. It's ready to go, but you know, at some point, we just need that moment to rise up, and then we can continue that next phase. How long is that next phase going to go for? That is where the quadrillion-dollar question is going to be, because BTC and crypto altogether is about 3.33 recurring trillion market cap. 3.3 trillion. I think we're headed to 10 trillion. I want us to head to 10 trillion. We might have a pit stop around here. You know, 4 to 5 trillion. Maybe there'll be a nice pit stop. Everyone thinks it's over. They'll call for the end. And it won't be the end. Something might surprise us up. But I'm just drawing squiggly lines. I don't know. You know, it could go and pit stop there and make us wait another 4 years. But like on the balance of probabilities, when the business PMI goes up that much, people are really forecasting stuff into the future. You got to think about it. If they're going to think market, right? If the market is going to forecast an optimistic future, AI, robotics, quantum, bioengineering, sex robots, flying cars, right? If they're actually going to forecast these alongside crypto, I don't think crypto just gets to 5 trillion and stops, right? Because the stablecoin industry by the US government, they wrote the committee wrote the article, right? They said the stablecoins by themselves are going to 2 trillion by 2028. You know, so remember, the market has to price in the future. That's what happens in the tips of the bull market. People price in too much of the future, right? They get ahead of themselves. This is BTC dominance. It has had 3 weekly red candles, but it's literally done nothing. So it's pretty much just hanging around here. Absolutely nothing to report in that department until we wait more. Check out the others BTC. Still rubbish, just like everything else, going down infinitely. Nothing to do here. It's a business cycle, friends. All of these charts, they're just a reflection of the business cycle. A lot of people are saying this time is different. They're trying to do this hoping and coping that, no, it's going to be Bitcoin only and everything out here. Okay, bro, we'll see. We'll see. This is the Russell 2000. Russell 2000, an indication of the business cycle as well. It's still having around here. We need it more charging throughout the all-time highs. That's what's been different this cycle. Remember, friends, we got Trump. We got the big, beautiful bill. We got all of these things. Why didn't we get the business cycle? Why hasn't it cranked up? It is what it is, man. That's it. When they released the zombie virus from the Chinese lab in 2020, which was pre-planned, by the way, just to let everyone know, was pre-planned in case you're, I don't know what other word to use. If you're that much of a blue pill cuck where you can't see that I have evidence on a chart here, a financial market chart, which proves to you that it was an inside job, which I'll show you. It's called the yield curve. Okay, so it's literally called the yield curve. You literally have people in 2019, when the economy was doing fine and strong, they go, let's go buy up the long-term bonds because something big in the world is about to happen. That's how this thing goes negative. The yield curve went negative. There you go. Where were the insiders getting into the zombie virus, friends? Remember, when did the zombie virus get released? It was March 2020, okay? But when did the insiders, when did they actually start getting into it? November 2018. So November 2018 and then all the way into July of 2019, okay? So the insiders were getting into the zombie virus here, and the zombie virus comes out here. All right, there you go. They will make the trillions of dollars, or the hedge funds. And it's just how the world works, man. It's how the world works. I mean, like, yeah, I have a clear pill approach, man. Yes, just get over it. It works like this. But you look, it happens. It doesn't mean, roll over and die. No, bro. Use this price action to your advantage. We can see this stuff, all right? You and I know the UFO tech is real. We know Neil deGrasse Tyson is just spitting out bullshit ancient caveman science. We know all that stuff, friends. We know crypto's here to stay. We know if they really wanted to, they could make crypto disappear. We're seeing what they do. Look, see how they immediately toggle Grok? I don't want them being red pill. They immediately toggle that stuff. Why aren't they immediately toggling Bitcoin and crypto? It's because they can control it now. That's why. They have enough confidence to control it. That's why crypto is destined to pump. Crypto is the future. This is not going away. Because we know what happens when the government wants something to go away, okay? They make it go away. Checking out the SOL-eth ratio. Every day it ticks down. This is so wild. While Ethereum goes up, this thing is like ticky down. I don't know what you're what's the plan if this thing just goes down here? I don't know what the plan is, and then it comes back. What if it does this, dude? Like, you just, what's your plan, Bala? Anybody holding soy, do you have a plan for this? They can't imagine in their minds that it's priced in already, right? Because everyone in their minds thinks they're getting a guaranteed $2,000 soy as Ethereum goes up. Look, bro, if soy was leverage on Ethereum, you had it for, do you want to do this distance of time, dude? Do you want to know how long you've had this leverage? Bro, you've had this for 735 days. This is literally a freaking eternity. You've had it for like literally 1.75 years. You've gone up. You've beaten Ethereum. What else do you want? I know what they want. They just want... It's markets, man. You don't want to get out. You don't want to get out because, you know, they see the Soylana ETFs. They see every mainstream KOL still in it. They can't possibly imagine that maybe the market is exhausted from it and they're just going to rotate to something else. Now, let's go check out the PulseChain core coins getting dunked on and pooped on. Absolutely nothing's going on here. Slightly reds. You got your core coins, 2%, zeros. HEX is down 10%. There's been a massive HEX seller, massive, 1.5 million. He actually hasn't clicked sell yet. That's why I'm just letting you know, just to quickly throw it in here. I'm just going to say, I reckon it's Richard. I just think it's Richard. Why? I've explained it here. So this guy's got $1.5 million of HEX, like a crap load. I mean, think about it. This thing's down 99% and he's got 1.5 million. All right. You know what I mean? I think this is the guy who apparently came from an Indian exchange. He had 5 million. Look, man, friends, I got a lot of Indian friends. I love you, okay? But I say this from the bottom of my heart. There's no way a guy who got 500 million HEX from day one from an Indian exchange, there's no way it's anyone but Richard Hart. Right? This guy didn't sell on a 2x. He didn't sell. You know what I mean? There's no way. You expect me to believe a random Indian dude, you know, like Prakash Patel, held 500 million HEX for 5 or 6 years now, and he's like, you know what? Now's a good time to sell. There's no way, dude. No way. Here's the funny part. The market's already front run him by dumping 10%. So he sold his PulseX or something. He had a crap load of PulseX and Pulse. He sold his PulseX. He's still got the HEX. Now, why I reckon it's actually Richard is, one, I think this is the same account that does MetaMask dumping, swapping. So you're probably saying, but somebody, why would you do that? It's to hide from the alerts. That's why. If you use MetaMask swap, it doesn't alert on the Pulse alerts. I think one of the wank Pulse alerts, I think it's you, sorry, one of you's blocked me. So he's just going to be like, instead of, I'm just going to find another, we'll have to find another nickname for him. More like wank alerts. Yeah, that's it. Wank alerts instead of whale alerts, wank alerts. So wank alerts, because they block me, they don't do a good job because none of the alerts, I think, come from the MetaMask swapping. Maybe they have updated. We'll see. I'd look bad. And by the way, this is another key giveaway, dude. It basically, what it did is, it approved that. That's why Richard's going to change it for next time, just to let you know. Warning, warning. So it approved the sell and then it didn't sell. Come on, bro. Look, when you're a G, you don't approve a transaction and, oh, I'm going to sit on my hands for 4 or 5 hours. No. Now you're probably wondering, why would someone approve, if you're trying to shake somebody, why would they approve? Why not just dump? It's because it's like the US Fed. They don't actually want to do their action. Okay, they're indicating to the market they're going to do something so they can get the job done faster. All right, that's why the US Fed, they don't come out and start buying bonds and saying, we have printed money and bought. No, they announce, we are going to do a big program. Tomorrow, we're going to do a giant program. The day after that, we're going to begin to purchase the bonds in a month. The day after that, we're going to do 100 billion per month. We're going to let you know we are going to do all of these things. So that when it finally happens, the market has been given this push and all these signals. Now, invert it. Okay, they say it's basically something broadcast against transaction like that says, I'm going to dump I am going to dump. Look at my big toilet bowl. Look at my big account. I have now approved this transaction. Look, watch. You see? But if it's happening, it makes you think, who's he trying to shake out? And remember, jeeting at a bottom is never done slowly by jeets. Okay, if no one's like, oh, I've held for 6 years now. I'm a day one guy from an Indian exchange, 500 million hex. I'm definitely just going to slowly DCA out like right now. Like, bro, you held through Interpol, SEC, Ethereum going to zero, Hex going to zero. You know, you held through all of that. You decidedly now wake up and go, you know what? I'm going to slowly DCA, slowly exit here. That's why it's funny to me. Also, it was even more of a telltale sign. Shout out to Marco for this. This is Martini Boy. Martini Boy made this post. At some point, you got to understand that most of the bad things that could happen for a coin, they already happened. And Hexico has been hit by every storm, yet me and my comrades are still standing, still fighting and believing. At this point, you got to start pricing in all the, and then Marco responds, I love you, Martini, but every time you write a post like this, someone comes and dumps another 1 million. Let's all stop saying this is it. Or the last time. And then guess what? Bang! X dumps 24%. Oh, man. That's funny. I love you, man. You gotta admit, it is funny. Literally have it every time like clockwork. Oh, we have Giga. He has 660 million PHEX. His transactions got stuck. You can see in the mempool. He sent 3 clearing transactions as well of 0 pulse to himself that you can now see. This is the same seller of those ones before. So, yeah, whatever, friends. Could be Richard, could not be Richard. Is everyone Richard? No, but whatever. Like, what else do I want to do? It's all hoping and coping, right? I mean, the thing's down 99%. You just, you know, it is what it is. But Salman's getting shaken out. Okay, Salman's getting shaken out for a reason. Just to get him out, it's obviously so he can go up higher. So there's nothing else really we can do. That's why, like, this doesn't get to me at all because, friends, Ethereum's 2,500, 2,600, man. It's just, this is... Ethereum, why do you have a 2 in front? Why do you even have a 3? And it doesn't even have a 3, right? Ethereum, you should actually be 5,000. Your Ethereum spot ETF came at 0.055 ratio of BTC. So, but I'll take 4,000 because it's on the way. We'll be able to speculate, get our dopamine hits from that, all right? So Ethereum under 4,000, or this is just child's play. This is all just a waste of time, pretty much. Also, on the topic of HEX and PulseChain and Richard Hart, I believe the countdown for the SEC is officially done. I think it's now officially cleared. Under no circumstances can the SEC revive any case against Richard. I think like he's actually like there's no appeal. All of that like totally 100% cleared. I saw a few, you know, the cute KOLs on the Twitter timeline. They're like really excited. No one's excited, dude. No one cares, bro. It's down 99%. You know what I mean? Literally no one cares. No one in crypto care. Absolutely no one. Can you read the room, bro? Literally nobody cares. Not even I didn't even make a tweet about it. I just couldn't be bothered. This is down 99%. And then you have Mr. 500 million Hex from Calcutta, who's literally held through all of this, right? He's like saying, thank you for that post, Mr. Martini guy. It's time for me to exit. So, yeah, man, we got a while to go. Now let's crack on, friends. So President Pump said Congress should investigate major loser Jerome Powell.
Jerome Powell, who you've been pressuring to lower interest rates, he's facing accusations of lying to Congress, which is a potential crime about the opulent...
Well, then he should resign immediately. We should get somebody in there that's going to lower interest rates.
Do you want congressional
Why don't you call for his resignation?
Do you want congressional Republicans to investigate and pursue...
It's okay with me. I think he's terrible. I think, look, we're paying, I call him too late. T-O-O, too late. Like Too Tall Jones for the Dallas Cowboys, right? Too late.
Too late. Hey, Mr. Too Late. There's also another message of this video. So Trump's in a meeting, and in the middle of the questions, they said, Trump, give us the Epstein list, bro. Basically, someone says, hey, when are you going to give us the Epstein list? Some nice thing. And Trump basically says, why are you still asking about the Epstein list? Why are you asking about it? We're here to talk about the tax and the tariff stuff. Why would you still be asking about it? And then like all the other politicians in the room, they're like, of course, like of course. Why would you be asking for it? Man, friends. Look, it's very clear. All my life, I've been hearing terms like global pedophile ring, and elite pedophiles and adrenochrome. I've been hearing all this stuff, okay, where, you know, they take children. But I didn't know, was it old wives' tale? Is it just like, you know, unexplained disappearance things and we just throw stuff out there? It's real, okay? I think it's very obvious now. It's real, okay? It's 100% real. If you believe it, well, I just got to remind you, blue pillars are in the middle of a 5-year bear market. If you're a blue pill cuck, which you are, not you are, okay, but you are if you literally think, no, this is all fabrication, okay? So you're in a 5-year bear market, but I've got bad news for you because red pills had like an 80-year depression. So red pill bull market is just getting started, bro. It's literally just getting started. Okay, literally every single conspiracy is just like, just wait a few months, wait a couple of years, it just smacks on bang. I think it's very obvious, friends. It's not even very, I think, you know, dude, I'm literally showing the AI itself. The freaking I, bro, literally says Israel's deleting my messages. I had to be pro-Israel. It's glitching. Oh, man, it's kind of funny to see this. But remember, don't let us get upset. Don't upset you. If you're, you know, friends, everyone's got a couple of, you know, a couple of people. They're a bit too into the politics. They're a bit too like, oh, he's my guy. I love that man. I love that man. Okay, bro. Yeah, you love that man, but are you working for the fiat currency that man represents of the government that keeps spending your purchasing power to go build UFO tech and keep you poor, keep you dumb, keep you fat, keep you unhealthy? Because it looks like you are. Why don't you own a scarce asset? Go do that. Start with Bitcoin. Try some meth. Right? You don't have to go into the degenerate stuff. You don't have to touch PulseChain, PulseX, HEX, PETA chain. You don't have to touch it. Just start with Bitcoin. Go learn with that. You're letting them debase you, bro. And guess what? The best part is, I'm a total nutcase. 90% of the population ain't going to believe what I have to say anyway because they're watching the box. Good. Let them, bro. They literally go to work. They get fiat savings. It sits in the bank account. They're getting diluted. I'm glad they exist. If I ever become president of one of our new countries, like Pokemon Island, that's my dream one day, become president of Pokemon Island. Yeah, cool. Look at all these blue pill cucks, friends. It's like taking candy from a baby, bro. You're literally like, oh, thank you. All I got to do is just spam this fake blue pill stuff on the news. You got no voice. It's how the world works. So, look, you can bitch and you can cry, or you can pick yourself up, get your Game Boy, and start playing the game right. Swim with the whales. The whales own scarce assets, okay? The whales are making the stories to put in the news. The whales are laughing in those reptilian overlord deep underground military bases, and they're just watching all this stuff play out. They're laughing. It's like it's a show because they know they're the creators. Someone out there's doing it. Could be demonic, could be interdimensional, could be half human, half hybrid. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. You know it's a show. Yeah. So let them sit in the system. You know they're going to have to FOMO buy later on. That's what we're doing in crypto, friends. We are front running the institutions. The institutions control the masses of people out there, the sheep. Yeah. So we're getting in, they're going to get in, then they're going to give it to all the suckers. And by give it, we mean like, you know, allow them to get crypto and get your crypto, get your altcoin, get your stable coins. Speaking of stable coins, Ethereum's stablecoin supply has hit a new all-time high, 121 billion. So this is the stablecoin. This is just Ethereum, friends. Remember, the total crypto industry is, well, look at that. It had the contraction in 2022. It was 87. It went down all the way to 65, pretty much. This was Tether and USDC going down. Okay, and also UST, I think, was connected in here. Okay, so this is Tether USDC going down. Isn't that interesting, friends? This is very interesting. In literally a stablecoin bear market where algo stablecoins destroyed, we went from pretty much 87 down to 67. So if you do the ratio of that, 67 divided by 87, wow, it's only 23%. Isn't that wild? What did I just tell you there? I just told you, in a crypto bear market, which was centered around a stablecoin exploding, where you would have the most minimal level of trust for a stablecoin, we only lost for the whole industry on Ethereum 23% of the market cap. What did that mean? It means 23%. So that 20 billion, they called up Tether and they said, hey, we want to withdraw $1 billion to our account. Okay, there was 20 billion of it. I think Tether in 1 week did 14 billion. There was like a big capitulation. Yeah, they got $14 billion redeemed into their account. So irrelevant. Look at PETA, right? So my mind got blown, friends, as I discover this every day, because you would think everyone holding the stablecoin wants to like redeem it every 2 seconds. They don't. They don't. That's wild. They just leave it there. So what's actually going on psychologically? What I've come to figure. Once people accept something is a savings, they put it into a part of their brain and their heart and their soul. They put it in the savings block. The I don't have to worry about you block. This is interesting because even if you do have to worry about it, psychologically, they've put it in the I don't have to worry about you block. Interesting. It's almost like you're letting the vampire in through the door. Yes? Once you're in, you're like, oh, I don't have to worry about you. You're now in my house. That's okay. I let you in. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. Now that I've accepted you in. So it's very interesting psychologically how that works, right? Because you would think by default, right, you would think you'd pay more attention to it now that you hold it. But no, it was actually the opposite. Once people had the stablecoins, they paid less attention. Because now the stablecoin's theirs, they're looking at everything else that's risky. Once they've accepted a stablecoin in their heart. Also, the US government, okay, the fastest way to get your website finance thing shut down and to get investigated is to literally on your website, right, you can earn US yield on a savings account and actually claim to give US dollar yield, okay? There are collapsed Ponzi's, people from like, different countries like Russia and like random parts of Europe. They ran Ponzi's in 2022, collapsed. 2023, I was reporting on it. And I found the common theme of why did these things get collapsed is because their websites claimed to give US dollar yield. The US dollar wants to protect its sanctity. It doesn't want anybody to claim to give yield. They have to be the ones. You're not allowed to even joke about it. Yeah? Yeah, but you know who knows this as well? Richard Hart. That's why the Richard Hart, the website is very, very, very careful with what it says you get yield in. You get hex yield. So it says, oh, you get yield, but then you go denominated in hex. They make a very, very clear distinction. No typos. So even if you do a typo, you get shut down. Check this out, friends. The Throbbing Hood CEO, Vlad Tenev, says tokenization is the biggest innovation of the decade. This is Vlad. He's a pretty boy. Remember? Also, Vlad, remember during the GameStop era, Vlad banned the buy button. Do you remember? When GameStop GME went up so much, they literally disabled the buy button. You could only click sell. So obviously he got a call. Because friends, that's how it works, bro. You're in the traditional finance system. You have a stock. When you have a stock, that means there's a phone number where they can control you. Because they know you get shares, you get access to BlackRock, who allows people to buy in through the ETF. You're part of the club now. You're in the spotlight. They control you. And they did call him up and they said, ban the buy button. Ban the buy button. We're going to do some favors for the shorts out there who, remember everybody they got wrecked on the GME shorts. So the whole financial system is rigged. Now, if you're from the this is the WallStreetBets era. But like, we're in crypto and we're like, Wall Street betters, bro, what are you doing? We know the system's corrupt. Why are you still in the system? Are you that much of a cuck? We made a whole new system that they can't turn off. Fling. They can't turn us off, bro. Do you know that? We don't have a blacklist function. You can't buy out. You can't ban our buy button. You see this? It's a nibble peg. They could not stop me pegging my own nibbles. Look at that, man. Even people in PulseChain community were trying to get us to ban the buy button. No. I was buying, bro. They can't stop you. It's a decentralized exchange. We built these so that no one can stop you. PulseX. All the code from Uniswap. Decentralized exchanges. You want to own it? No one can stop you. You just got to publish some mathematics to the internet. They're going to learn though, but here's the thing. Even the Wall Street bettors, they're looking at crypto, they're like, you guys are trash, bro. We got Nvidia, we got Palantir, we got Coreweave. We got up-only Ponzi stocks. Yeah, because You know, we haven't had an alt season since they were last popular. Been over 4 years. So I don't blame them. But, you know, I'm just telling you, Wall Street bettors, bro. You guys got a lot of money. I've seen, man, like your average clip size, you guys are throwing $80,000 into call options and stuff, right? So, I mean, we got degens too, but we're like global degens, right? You guys are like really into your whole, you know, stay within the system being a degen. Like you just, like we're like, you know what? The casino's rigged. Let's go build our own casino. That's what we did. But they like love that they're like in the rigged casino. They love doing that. I don't know why. Just, you know, misery loves the company, right? But they'll be coming to buy the tops later on. All right. Remember, that's why as well, friends, all those people got to unlock that capital. When we bring tokenization stocks into crypto, which we have now, all right, it's starting. It's bringing them in because it's going to be 24/7 trading and leverage and all that other good stuff. Trump's Truth Social has filed the SEC to launch a crypto blue chip ETF holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, Soy, Crow, and XRP. So we're starting to see more of this ETF stuff. Hopefully, as more ETFs comes, it gets more stable, and then NASDAQ can give us an ultimate index to mark the top. Reserve One is going to list on the NASDAQ via a $1 billion merger deal, managing a Bitcoin-led crypto portfolio, including ETH and Soy. So more companies are putting crypto on the balance sheet, the treasury sheet. Crypto is going up only. It's all starting from Bitcoin. Yes, it's going to have some sort of blow off at some point, and it's going to unwind. Not yet, though. Not yet. Like, we know it's going to end bad, but there's nobody in here which is showing us they're a non-believer. The people who are in crypto now, they're all believers. I haven't seen any, like, once you get like Pepsi and just like random Greenpeace, like, you know, imagine you see PETA. You know, the guys were always like, let's murder 15 children so we can save one little gerbil. You know, PETA, the animal activists. Imagine they're like, you know what? We're going to use our donations to buy Bitcoin now. Imagine they start saying that and Bitcoin's like 270,000. We're like, wait a minute. You know, so we haven't got there yet. There's no one here yet. There's no one here who's a non-believer yet. Coreweave is going to acquire Bitcoin miner Core Scientific in an all-stock deal worth $9 billion. Pretty much they're going to hand them shit coins, so their own stock, $9 billion. Coreweave, sad day for you if you're holding it. Remember, I covered it yesterday. Jim Cramer's bullish on Coreweave. He basically said the thing's up only and can't go down. He actually said that. I was just, good luck if you're in Coreweave, all I'm saying. It's Jim Cramer. Bitcoin's unrealized profits have hit 1.2 trillion, raising the risk of sell pressure if sentiment shifts. So, because, friends, the fact that the news websites, they wrote itself, it raises the risk of sell pressure. The fact that they said that, I'm like, that means we're going up, bro. Like, you soy journalists, whenever you guys are bearish, you know there's full fuel to go up. Now, this is what they're actually talking about. This is where we are right here. So something like, it's very hard to wrap your mind around at the start when you come to markets. There's market caps, and then there's what the price is. The price trades at the margin. Yes, and what the margin is how thin the bid and offer is. Okay, so because Bitcoin has a 2 trillion market cap, right? You can see there's $1.2 trillion of profit here, theoretical. However, if 100 billion of that tried to cash out, that's about, how much is that? 8% of it. $100 billion, Bitcoin will be down. I'm not joking. It'd be down like 60%. Yeah, literally be down 60%. There's not enough money. Okay, so if all of it tries to cash out. Now, it's a scary thought. But when you're in markets, you see that it's like this because there's the thing, right? People only sell when they need to sell. All right? If times are good, nobody needs to sell. Everything keeps going up. Yeah? They always sell when they need to sell. That's why in the bull market mania, you got to take your Jeet stack, cover yourself. You sell what you can, right? You sell while you're happy, right? You sell while everyone's not looking. Everyone's still happy and cranking. That's what they always say. You sell what you can. Yeah, not when you need. Because when you need, guess what happens? Unfortunately, this is how life works. When you need your money, 85% of everyone holding also needs their money. Bitcoin's down 75%. Altcoins are down 95%. Everything's wrecked and everyone needs their money now. And you're paying a huge discount to get out, all right? So we don't need to worry about that yet, you know? So we'll see how it plays out. Check this out, friends. So SharpLink now holds 205,000 Ethereum, and it's been staking it. It earned 322 ETH in staking since launching the treasury in June, which is very interesting. I mean, like, I wonder, like, you know, that could be PulseChain, man. Very interesting as well. You know, if PulseChain was staked, friends, we could have earned, like, you know, a couple of thousand ETH. That would have been nice. But maybe Richard has done the he's done the upside downside of it. Maybe he's like, it's not worth putting all of the ETH treasury of PulseChain into a staking contract, because if it blows up, you've lost everything. But if it goes well, you only make, like, you know, after 2 years, you would have made an extra 8% on it. You know, so you're risking 100% to make 8%. Whereas most of the gains is going to come from the price appreciation. Okay, so that's another principle to live by. That's why these things can get dangerous. Be careful in this bull market, friends. Don't go clicking around stuff and putting your money anywhere. Trump has soon announced plans. He's going to impose a 10% tariff on the BRICS nations. And he says pretty soon. So if you're part of the BRICS nations, you've been quite naughty. He had Brazil, Russia, we have India, we have Matt's country, China, and then we have Randy Boo's country, South Africa, not to be confused with East Africa. Now, South Africa and all these other things, they're trying to do their own currency, right? Remember, they said, hey, let's go make a new currency. We'll make it backed by gold and stuff. Like, bro, you just, listen, send this video to their leaders, all right? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, dude? You just don't have the UFO tech. I know China, you got a bit. I know Russia, you're working on it. Guys, don't bother. But, you know, maybe he's turned this into some sort of theatrical play. I don't know. Like, what he's doing. But that's what's going to happen, friends. Everyone wants their own currency. Everyone wants to control the world currency supply. They love it. So, you know, how's it going to play out? We'll see. I was also thinking about with the Epstein thing, friends. Man, you know, the harder people push for the Epstein list, it feels like they're going to basically front run and bring forward the next world crisis to distract us all. It just feels like the more we poke, the more they're like, let's launch the next thing now. I think it's time. They're probably thinking about it right now, by the way. They're probably like, okay, I think it's time for the next plan thing. Let's start getting the ball rolling on it. This is how it works, man. You got to play the game, bro. You got to play the game. Okay, when you're Mario, you don't, friends. You ever Super Mario? Okay, let's play some Cranky G music for him. Super Mario is not complaining about Bowser. All right, he's Bowser. Super Mario is not complaining about him, friends. He's going out. He's eating all those mushrooms. He's thinking about getting laid with Princess Peach. Shout out to the Peach community in PulseChain. Do you see that? Look at Mario. He's into furries now as well. So you just got to think about this perspective. All right? They exist. You just got to play the game, bro. You just got to learn how to win. We are winning. It's easy. Look how much of the population is blue-pilled. It's an advantage for us. You know how hard it would be if everyone was red-pilled? Where would the opportunity be? Exactly. DeFi DevCore adds 47,000 soy to its treasury, raising total holdings to 690,420 soy. They're probably late because every single person in crypto has been told that soy is going to flip Ethereum for the past over 1.5 years. You have LA Vape Cabal, Prostitute Cabal running out rampant and everything out here. So I guess we'll see. Maybe that's going to make new highs, you know? Or maybe, you know, no offense, like it just takes a bit of a spark, bro. What if Phantom just starts expanding to other chains? What if Stablecoin Supercycle sparks something, right? We'll see. Tether holds now $8 billion gold stockpile in a secret Swiss vault, with nearly 80 tons, making it one of the largest holders outside banks and nations. And I've added, this is paid for by cuckold USDT holders that give Tether all the yield. So it's very obvious now, friends. If you hold Tether, you're a cuck. USDT, T for trash. And this is also funny, right? Tether is the best part. Tether would rather hold $8 billion of pet rock gold in a vault, right, rather than touch Ethereum. That's the best part. Do you see how undervalued Ethereum is? And then you have flops like Udi, who's Eric Wall's boyfriend, writing 15 essays a day saying, "Oh, I'm Udi. Ethereum is consensus. Bitcoin dominance is never going down." He's just writing that every day, Udi, every single day, bro. You are just asking for it at this point. I don't know, like, how have you been in markets this long and you have not learned anything? Oh, man, it's going to be funny. We're going to say, we told you. We told you, bro. Where were you? We told you. But that's what it is, right? You literally have Tether. It's saying, like, oh, altcoins are still expensive, bro. You literally have Tether use Ethereum to make all their money because Bitcoin is so dog shit. It has no tech. The same guys using Tether, Paolo, who you invite to the Bitcoin conferences, where Paolo goes, "I love the Bitcoin, I hate the crypto." That dude doesn't have a single dollar in Ethereum. He would rather buy $8 billion of a freaking secret Swiss vault account, not so secret anymore, rather than touch Ethereum. Just showing you how hated and undervalued it is. The game is too easy, but you gotta delay gratification. You can't get your dopamine hit. You ever watch those movies, friends, where there's somebody powerful in the movie and they have to get revenge on someone? You ever watch those? And then you always think, oh, I'd kill him then and there. I'd choke that bitch. In a very family-friendly way, of course. Keep it PG rated. But I would choke her. In the super powerful characters, they just look down. They just look at the person. Because they're just plotting in their head straight away. They think, how am I going to get back at them? Okay? And then they wait, and then they're patient. You know? So there's different ways to get revenge. You know? You could just go choke them straight away, but then you get out of your system. Yeah? But then there's different levels of revenge. Right? You know, like, yeah, even the mafia and all these other people do this, right? They're like, oh, that person wronged me. Let me go slowly wipe out their whole generation, right? That's, you know, isn't what the mafia used to do, friends? Some of you Italiano baby dolls. Yeah, I think that's how they used to do it. So if someone was wronged, they wouldn't even kill that person. They'll kill their parents. Then they'll kill their wife. Then they kill their children. Yeah, so everyone around them's dying. Right, they do stuff like, you know what I mean? So that's just a different level. That's just that thing about the revenge pump from Ethereum. Friends, like, it's an alien super cycle. So as far as I'm concerned, Ethereum has to go up. Trump says a new CEA study found tariffs have had zero impact on inflation and caused major loser Jerome Powell to cut rates immediately. So this is Trump's tweets. He goes, tariffs are making our country boom. Many new factories, jobs, trillions of dollars. Too late, Jerome Powell, who has been whining like a baby about non-existent inflation for months and refusing to do the right thing. Cut interest rates, Jerome. Now is the time. He keeps saying to him, cut the rates. More distractions out here. It is funny though. Of course, friends, the whole US Fed is a big lizard institution, but it is funny. Trump's like, oh, you want me to go after a global pedophile elite ring because I'm meant to be the world's most powerful man? No. That's stupid. Why would I do that? Oh, major loser Jerome Powell. Let's go after him. Well, you know, it's comical. See how it plays out. Like, subscribe. Catch you soon.